In this video, we're going to take a look at class account's setName method. And as the name of the method implies, it's going to set the value of a variable, in this case, the name instance variable. When you have a method like this that corresponds to an instance variable in other object-oriented programming languages, the common convention is to call that method set followed by the instance variable name with a capital first letter. Now, methods, when you define them in C# by convention, use Pascal case naming just like class names, so they start with an uppercase first letter, and that's a little bit different from most other object-oriented programming languages where the convention is typically to start method names with lowercase first letters. So setName is the name of the method. This method will not return any data. The return type is specified to the left of the method name. Void means that the method performs a task but does not give back a value when it's done performing that task. And this particular task requires a so-called parameter. So just like when you are in your car and you want to accelerate, you press down on the gas pedal, and that passes information to the car telling it to go faster. When you want to set the name on an account object, you give it information, you give it a so-called parameter that specifies what value to set, and then the method is going to use that value internally. So the string called account name is going to receive the piece of information that we want to place into the object, and we will then use that inside the body of the method. Now you'll notice that we declared this method public, and that means that clients of the class, that is any other code that uses account objects, are able to see the setName method and use it. So going back over here to account test, we can see that we're able to call the setName method, and the reason we're able to call the setName method is because of the fact that it is a public method of the class called account. Anything that's private in the class called account is known only within the body of the curly braces. So if we declared this private, which I will do just temporarily here, if we go over to our account test class and we tell the IDE to rebuild the project, we're going to get an error message now telling us that setName is inaccessible due to its protection level. And that protection level is now private, meaning it's known only within the class. So anything that you want other classes, other files to be able to take advantage of in your class definitions must be declared public, and there are some exceptions to that which we'll discuss in subsequent lessons. Now within the body of the setName method, we're using the parameter account name, as you see here, and assigning its value to the instance variable called name. Notice when I select the instance variable name, it highlights it in the declaration, and it also highlights it down here in the getName method as well. Even though we didn't declare the name variable here at line 12, it knows, it being the compiler, knows that the name instance variable exists because it was declared within the class back at line 7. So what happens at compilation time is first it checks to see if there's a declaration of name in the body of the method, delimited by these curly braces, or in the parameter list of the method. In this case, we don't have one there either. If it can't find anywhere in the declaration of the method a variable called name, then it goes outside the method declaration and looks at the instance variable. And in this case, we see the instance variable name back at line 7. Instance variables can be used in all of the different methods and properties of the class, and there are, again, exceptions. We will talk about a concept called static methods in subsequent lessons, and those have a special relationship with the class that's different from the so-called instance variables and instance methods of the class. So the setName method will simply take the value of its parameter and store it in the instance variable name. In the next video, we'll take a look at the getName method.